fare in his future, just give me a second. So so the thing is like spreading awareness is the key.
Yeah. Yeah.
To make this a necessity, to make them feel that this is a necessity. This is more important. This is the need of the hour. This is what I feel.
Yeah, yeah. So pockets, gathering together pockets of parents, in groups.
In the sense that this sustainable living has to be monetized, in the sense it has to be taken to the next level. Like you can earn money through sustainable living also.
Yeah.
This is the need of the hour. Yeah. Like you can make future with that. You can make your career in that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And then educators then, kind of having a whole soul searching. And what are we really doing? What are we really doing?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So this is actually a cycle. Yeah.
May I come in for a while? I have a question coming in here. Yeah, hi.
Hi.
As Shweta ma'am was just saying that, and what I could feel is like we have become so short-sighted that we can't even look beyond 10 years or even 5 years or even, beyond the exams of our children. So the question what I have is how to, break this short-sightedness? Because as we are like 13.8 billion years old, and we would be again like 10, 15 billion, we have to go further. So we need to have a site where we are looking forward at least not a billion year, but at least 100 year, at least. For the humans to sustain on this earth. So
thank you, Sashi.
Is there anything that could be done?
I think this environment education should be made compulsory. Environment education should be a separate subject for all the students. Like this is not an optional subject, but that should be a compulsory subject for everyone to learn, for everyone to understand it.
Yeah, they have a lot of mandatory environmental courses, but they're not designed in a way that the body of the student is made into one with the environment. It's still kind of a subject instead of educating the child that they're part of this thing. So to have environmental education as kind of cosmic education. And then how do we respond then as an earth creature in relation to our environment and with our sisters and brothers?
So basically, like I myself have studied in St. Joseph's Convent, Patna. So I remember that moral education, we have used to have a class for moral education.
Yeah.
So I think likewise, environment should also be into like moral education. Either you just, club up with the moral education class. It should be like now made into a subject.
Yeah. And the experiences of awe and wonder, awe and wonder. When you have that sense of reverence, you don't have to teach morals. It just comes, it's a response. It's a response of your body.
Absolutely. And that comes when you take the children to nature walks. When you're taking them for nature walks and you are taking them to the nature, you are making them sit and observe the nature. Then that kind of attachment, that kind of sense develops. Yeah. Because nowadays, everything is so much like children are into their books. They are shuttling between homes and tuition classes, their extracurricular classes. They are not having time at all for all these things. They don't have the time to sit and just observe nature.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
That instinct, you have that earth instinct. You know, the earth, the child is a creature of earth, and it
yes,
instinctively knows. But then we teach it out of them, and we separate them out. We squash that instinct. So it'll be really great to hear how you're fostering that instinct.
as an educator, though I'm taking quite young children, but I keep questioning them. I keep giving them situations. But yes, they are so young that they do get scared as well, you know, when I tell them about the repercussions of climate change or all these things. So as an educator, I just keep it little mild. But yes, I do encourage them to sit with the nature, just to, you know, respect them and I mean, give back to the nature what you are taking. I think there's a lot of disturbance. Somebody has unmuted. I think everyone should mute, and the ones who are speaking, just only those should unmute.
Hola, ma'am.
I have a response, or rather, can I?
Sure, go ahead.
Orla, my personal experience in Maharashtra, I live in Mumbai, so I can only talk about Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, environmental education is right from primary school, middle school, high school, college. It's at every level. Unfortunately, yes, the content that is given in some of these books is not at all the best. And what is the bigger problem is there are the teachers who are teaching them. You cannot teach values without having values yourself. You cannot teach about the environment or about the cosmos or cosmology if you don't have a passion yourself. If you don't have enough knowledge to impart, you can only give what you have. And if you don't have that love to teach the subject, or you don't have the knowledge about what you're teaching, you're just repeating what is there in the textbook at the theoretical level, definitely children are not going to be in love with that subject. Unless you do something practically and give them an experience of what is actually going out into the garden and learning something, or going out on the beach and doing something, or going out into the canteen and admiring the trees, some practical knowledge and teaching through actual hands-on experience is what can pass on that instinct that is already there in all of us. That's my personal experience with students, both at the school level and at the college level. You have to give them hands-on experiences, and they will catch what you have gone through, or they will catch values from you. You cannot teach them values. You can only pass on, or they can only imitate what they see in you, in your own personal life. So unless teachers have this in their own lifestyles of how to conserve or preserve or revere or have awe and wonder about nature and creation, then students will imbibe it, or students will catch it. Thank you.
I couldn't agree more than that. I mean, it's beautiful, whatever you said, ma'am. It was perfectly, I mean, very, very true.
Teacher education it's really the backbone, and unless a teacher can evoke that instinct, unless they have it, it's not going to be passed on. And you know, we talk about value education. We're already teaching values in school. We're teaching competition. We're teaching cooperation. We're teaching all kinds of some good skills, but some good values, but a lot of negative ones that then get carried out into the culture. So if we can start being together differently, then different values will be evoked. So yeah, thank you.
Ma'am, a quick question. In your session, you said that it's been almost 10 or so years since you have been to India and like have been working in between India, and I read somewhere you were working in between Florida and India. So what are the challenges that you had at that time when you started this in this field of work, and what do you feel today, like after so many years of working in this field? How do you feel, and what is the message that you would like to give us who are aspiring to do something for the climate, environment? Like how can we, being in a natural living situation, yet stay strong and work for the environment?
Yeah, I'm really heartened that a lot more people are waking up, that we have environmental problems, and that we're starting to respond to them. But I don't think it's sufficient enough, because the dream of modernity is a particular understanding of progress and development. And that's fueled through this sense of separation. So while we have some people, let's say even within, let's say the Jesuits, you have the social justice people on one side, then you have the schools on the other, and then you have the, and I'm not bashing the Jesuits, I'm just saying the Jesuits are an example of an institution. And so you have the social justice, you have the environment, and then you have the schools. And it's only now that the environment and social justice are coming together. And you can see that the issues are coming together all over the world. People are starting to understand that the two are fused together. But I think, you know, trying to get to the understanding that it's really a vision, a self-understanding, that still has a long way to go. But it is happening. It is happening, and it's not stuff you read about in the papers. You know, I mean, we're all together, and we're all kind of understanding things in this way. But I think, you know, if institutions, who particularly ones that call themselves religious institutions, if they did soul searching and really put this then that behind all of their methodologies, you know, because let's say these pedagogies, these schoolings, they're not techniques, it's a way of being together. It's a way of being. And we want to foster a way of being united in the process of healing ourselves and our communities. Yeah, so I see, you know, progress. You know, it's happening. You know, the universe, we're evolving. As a species, we didn't know each other like this before. So it's a very exciting time. It's a very painful time, as we know. And yet the universe is educating us to be in a different way. Yeah. So I'm very hopeful. I'm very hopeful.
Yes,
And
thank you, ma'am.
If I could be of any help, let me know.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Can I just tell you about what is happening in my congregation?
Yeah.
Sure, ma'am.
Orla, you'll be happy to know that RSCJ, Religious of the Sacred Heart of Jesus, are looking at it in a very big way. In our chapter of 2008, we were talking very seriously about JPIC. And we've had big commissions, we've had big meetings, international meetings. I attended the one in the Philippines for 15 days, 42 countries, 62 participants. And now the present situation is that we've gone one step further, communities of practice. Just talking about JPIC doesn't make sense. How are you living JPIC in your own life so that it becomes contagious and catchy for others? So we are now talking about COP-T, that is communities of practice. That's where we are. And we have at the moment something called JPIC hub, which means JPIC hub, everything, anything that you are doing goes through the JPIC hub. So I am delighted to tell you that our congregation is doing many things at the international level. Sadly, I also want to tell you that even though I am the coordinator for the past 10 years for JPIC in India, it has not caught on in India. People are not serious about it. They don't understand the meaning of, working with passion or living it in your own life. Even this COPT, that is communities of practice, they say, what is this nonsense you're talking about, communities of practice? But this is the reality which should be. But it has caught on very well in many of our countries in the US, in the Philippines, and in a few other countries, in some of the countries of Europe, not every country. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can make it happen. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. So this is the last session that we are going to, last intervention. So let's move on to Ms. Shweta Mehra, educator, artist, environmentalist, conservationist, content creator on YouTube by the name Earthy Instinct. Ma'am, I welcome you to our session. Please take over.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And hearty good afternoon to everyone once again. So I'm Shweta Mehra, and I came into this environments thing 4 years back, basically, though I was very much attached with the environment since my childhood, because my mother was, my parents, parents are nature lovers, and they have been always advocating be natural, be near to nature. The more you'll go away from nature, that will create problems for you. So they have been always advocating this thing right from my childhood, but this consciousness, basically, aggressive consciousness came when my mother was suffering from cancer. Okay. So this was like an eye-opener for me, because she has not going out. She was not eating from out. We didn't have any family history of cancer. From where did it come? I don't know. But, these questions were lurking in my mind. Why did it happen to her? Why? Because she was not the kind who was fagging, or, she's drinking or something like that. The answer always lied in our lifestyles. Like, we cannot avoid certain things. Everything around us is so adulterated, so polluted, that we cannot, come out of it easily. And that was the turning point. And I really wanted to spread this awareness. So I just started with my channel and started showing them little things, what we can do in our own ways, which are sustainable, how we can go natural, how to use, natural things, or, how we can, for example, how we can make our own natural cleaners, how we can create our own organic, garden. So these were all points which I wanted to make people aware of. This is what Earthy Instincts is all about. As an individual, what approach you can have towards conserving the environment, what contribution you can do in the conservation of environment. This was my part, because definitely I was not the kind who is very political, or I'm not the kind who is aggressively go on marches. So I'm little, shy kind of a person, but yet I wanted everyone to know about this. Okay, so this is about me.
Speak also.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
What was that? Interruption?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe some interruption. Yeah. So that was like, okay. Just to cut the short thing, I'll just present the PPT, what I understand of climate change, and then we'll do the further discussions. Just give me a second. Is it visible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So, this is my understanding of the accelerating detrimental effect of climate change, which is also referred to as global warming. Now, what is climate change? It is a long-term change in the Earth's overall temperature with massive and permanent ramification. It is not caused naturally, but by human activity. So Earth's atmosphere is made of oxygen and nitrogen and other gases known as greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, methane, and fluorinated gases. Incoming sun rays hit the Earth's surface, heating the surface of the planet. Rest of that energy is reflected. Some of the reflected energy escapes to the space, and the rest is trapped by greenhouse gases, heating up the Earth's surface even more. This is known as greenhouse effect. The little greenhouse effect is good for Earth, but a large greenhouse effect can be catastrophic. Now, some of the main human activities that emit greenhouse gases are fossil fuel burning, animal agriculture, deforestation, and waste and recycle pollution. Burning fossil fuels like coal, oil, natural gas, and gasoline are the largest contributors of carbon emissions. Not only that, when these fossil fuels are burned, their gases mixed with heat create smog, a thick air pollutant that is highly toxic. Besides this, the massive amount of animal waste releases methane gas, which is 23 times more effective in trapping heat than CO2. And almost 80% of emissions in US comes from animal waste. Over 56 billion animals are globally raised every year for food purposes. That is 8 times more than the human population and 8 times as much waste, adding emissions to the atmosphere. Lands used for growing animal feed and raising animals for food used 30% of land in 2006. 7 foot of land is bulldozed every minute to get rid of trees and make room for farmed animals and the crops that feed them. Removing trees means less absorption of CO2 from the atmosphere. Solid waste landfills are one of the biggest emitters of methane gas in the atmosphere. On an average, a person produces 2 kgs of trash per day. That is around 700 kg of trash produced by a person in a year. With the 7+ billion people that live around the globe, dump almost 5 trillion kg of waste in the landfills every year. If we compare the naturally produced CO2 by volcanic eruptions with the man-made CO2, then you will be shocked. The CO2 produced by volcanic eruption is just 2% of 40 billion tons of CO2 that our civilization produce. Over the course of thousands of years, our climate goes through a natural climate cycle where CO2 is absorbed and released in the atmosphere, but once the Industrial Revolution kicked in, burning fossil fuel became the necessity and CO2 shot up violently and has not come down ever since. But why do we care? The Earth's surface temperature has risen by 1.5 degrees Fahrenheit over the past century, and it is expected to still rise by 0.5 degree to 8.6 degrees Fahrenheit over the next 100 years. Animals and plants are struggling to adapt to this change in environment. If even one species goes extinct, it is going to have a dominant effect on the food chain. No living plants and animals mean no living humans. Rising temperature makes ocean become warmer, which causes ocean acidification, which rises the acids level of the ocean from the CO2 reacting with the salt water. Ocean acidification harms animal life and is causing death of the Great Barrier Reef. The polar ice caps are melting, and since 1979 to 2016, almost 65% of polar ice caps have already melted. On an average, the Earth loses 400 billion tons of ice each year, which adds to ocean and raises the sea level that destroys the coastal regions. Now, climate change also causes more frequent and intense natural disasters like hurricanes, floods, tornadoes, heat waves, and droughts. So the question is, how do we stop this? Instead of burning fossil fuels, we need to convert to renewable energies such as solar and wind power, which emits zero carbon when operating. And unlike fossil fuels, we will never run out of them. If we cut back on deforestation, we can absorb a lot of CO2. If you use more reusable and renewable resources, this would reduce the amount of energy needed to create new products. This will also reduce massive landfill dumping that we do. Now, what can we do personally right now? You can drive electric or fuel efficient car, walk or bike to places, take public transportation, use energy efficient light bulbs like LED. Then turn off electronics or lights when not in use. Eat less meat or go vegan. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Spread the word through media or discussions with people. Now, this is what we all can do further. That is, consume less and produce less waste. Buy organic and local whenever possible. Don't waste food. Grow your own food. Then it is said that around 8 to 10% of global greenhouse gases are produced when we waste food. We should invest in those projects which are involving using renewable energies. Like, we should invest in renewables and divest from fossil fuels. Like, where should we invest our money in? So let the industry know you care about climate change by meeting with your bank or investment advisor to make sure your investments do not include fossil fuels. Create green spaces wherever possible. As Dr. Orla has mentioned, that it also de-stresses yourself. Like, green space is actually a healer. So we should create green spaces wherever we can. Let brands know if you think they are using too much packaging. Some will take customer feedback seriously. Now, nowadays, you are seeing everything is coming in plastic, every small thing. So yes, there is also written that you can send the feedback to them. So we can collectively, write to them that this is a heavy package and please, this is not liked by or accepted by us all. So just to lighten the package, we can give our feedbacks also. Then burning green waste. Whatever, now these winters, we must have witnessed that on the roads, like many people were burning waste to keep themselves warm. Well, we cannot say anything to them because naturally they are not having money to keep themselves warm. But people are actually celebrating, enjoying the bonfires at home, and they are burning wood, which is very, very, toxic. They are producing all the toxic gases, which is not good for our own health. Now there is one innovation which I really wanted to share with you. There is one person who in Bhopal who has started producing wood logs made up of cow dung. It was this claims that it reduces the pollution by 30% than what we burn, like the wood. It reduces the pollution by 30% than what wood bonfire does. So these kinds of innovation is the need of the hour, wherein everyone actually create things which are sustainable. Okay, all the products around us like sunscreen, nail polish, and clothes, then tea bags and cans, glitters, even the receipts that we get from the shop, these are all having plastic. These are all having microplastics in them. So we should say no to all these products wherever possible. I mean, we should avoid, we can't say totally no, but yes, we can say no to the receipts when we don't need it. And we should, like all the cosmetics that are available in the market, I think we should go for the natural ones or homemade ones. That is what we can do. What is my response to climate change? So what I do is, first of all, I segregate the waste at home. I have made 2 bins. One is for plastic and one is kitchen waste. So I use all the kitchen waste in composting. I grow my own plants. So I use like I make furrows like this. If I have to plant something here, then I make furrows. I dump the kitchen waste like this and then cover it up. And after a month, my land is ready to be, planted with the crops that I want, the vegetables I want to grow here. So this is one method I have adopted. And then I also compost in the bins. I had this old pitcher, drinking. I used to keep water in this. It was very old. So I drilled a few holes and started composting. Now these are the leaves that keep on falling from the trees of my garden. And people generally burn the leaves, which is highly toxic. It actually pollutes the air tremendously. So I don't burn them. I rather use them in composting. They make the browns of my compost. So I just make a layer of brown, and then I put my kitchen waste, and then I cover it up with the soil. So every day I make layers like this until my pot is full. And then I leave it for a month to rot and to get decomposed. Then it turns into beautiful smelling soil. And you have to just keep stirring at regular intervals like this. And then after a month, I get this kind of compost. This is actually beautiful soil. I have also made a compost pit in the corner of my house. Herein I dump all my leaves. So now here my compost pit is ready. These are all decomposed leaves. And I can't explain how it smells. It smells fresh earth. It's not at all stinky. It smells fresh earth. So this is full of life, full of earthworms and full of life. It's so fertile. Then I also make bioenzyme. Bioenzyme is like you are not throwing the citrus peels. You are rather using them in making natural cleaners. This is like natural cleaners. You all must be very much aware that how these detergents, soaps, and all those Harpics and Lysols, these are actually polluting our water bodies. But bioenzyme in Bangalore, many ladies are making this and they are using it, and it has proved to be a blessing for them. their lakes are very polluted, but a recent study has revealed that by using bioenzyme, their polluted lake, the quality of the water has actually improved a little. And it is a very good source of fighting water pollution. It actually does away with all the dirt and all the toxic chemicals which are in the water. So bioenzyme is actually activated enzymes which we use in cleaning utensils. And we should be very much aware that we should not use soaps, all those detergent for utensils, as it leaves a layer of toxic chemicals which never gets washed off. So cleaning your utensils with bioenzyme is a good thing to deal with your wet waste, especially your citrus fruit peels. And this way you can create your own natural cleaners. Then whenever I go out, I make sure that I carry my own cutlery, and I prefer to have these kinds of earthen cutlery wherever I get. And carrying my own cutlery, what is the idea behind is I don't want to encourage all those plastic plates. I do not want to take plastic spoons. So please mute yourself. I think somebody has unmuted.
Please mute yourself.
So the idea behind is of carrying my own cutlery whenever I go out with my kids also to eat something. From the point of view of health, plastic is not at all good, as you all know. It is highly cancerous. So that way I am reducing the addition of plastic in the environment on my own way, right? So here you can see this powder. This is like my body scrub or face scrub. I really avoid using soap, and I really love to go natural, which is easy on water bodies also. Then yes, I cannot say no to plastic totally, because somehow, some way or the other, plastic does enter my house. I cannot say no to it totally. So what I do is I keep it in my dashboard, in the car dashboard. And whenever I have to buy something from out, so I just reuse these plastics. Or if I have a lot of them, I give it to the vendor. As I know everyone is going to buy plastic, so I say it's better to just reuse what I have. So I give my plastic bags, single-use plastic bags, to the vendor. And yes, I love cycling. So whenever the weather is good, I go out and do shopping from the nearby market. And to gift, I never use plastic gift wraps. Either I make this kind of gift wraps, or I just reuse the bags which I have, like this one. I have reused the bag. And have made a beautiful, I have reused everything, all the accessories that you can see, I have reused it. I never buy them, I just reuse them. And yes, of course, I try to gift somebody something which is handmade. And this cake also I made and gifted. So this is like these are my small gestures. And I just try to celebrate festival in a very eco-friendly manner. I have been celebrating Ganesh Chaturthi since last 3 years. So I bring in eco-friendly Ganpati ji, and I immerse in water at home itself, rather than immersing in rivers and polluting our sacred rivers. I prefer to immerse it in water at home, and that water goes to the plants. So Ganpatiji remains with me here only. This is my way. And just lately, last Ganpati Chaturthi, I made this Ganpati ji, and with seeds, and these seeds were gifted by Devopriya. These are Lal Chandan seeds which she had gifted me. So my Ganpati ji was well adorned with these seeds. So I mean, that was really, and then this eco-friendly Rakhi I made for my brother and nephew. Last Rakhi, I just made this, and this handmade card also, it is made by me. And I think these kinds of things you are using, you are just using your personal touch. And rather than buying things from out, artificial things from out, I just prefer to go natural. So these are all seed Rakhis. If you discard them, you throw them in the soil, it will grow into something useful. So it's not containing any plastic, just all natural ingredients here. And then I don't throw the plastic jars. I rather make planters of them. And I really do not throw the cut plastic, because those plastics are also uh, not good for the environment. Animals tend to swallow those plastics. You must have seen dogs and cows, venturing out, and they are eating from the garbage. So these plastics are actually swallowed by them. So I don't leave microplastics like that. Whatever plastic I have, I just collected the thicker ones, not the single use plastics. The thicker plastic, I use it, and I give it to the kabadi wala. So they recycle those plastic. This is another these are another planters that I have made out of plastic jar. And I just discarded the caps. I gave it to kabadi wala basically. And just love creating things with nature. And these are the sticks and shells to support my money plant. And use the branches and coconut shells to create planters like this. So nature also can make your home beautiful. And during rains, I collect the rainwater in bucket and I water my indoor plants. As you all know, rainwater is a blessing for the plants. They'd love to be replenished by rainwater. So this is what I do with my indoor plants. I keep watering them with the rainwater. And this is how I have used rainwater for cuttings. And that is why I think I'm blessed to be visited by these visitors, lovely visitors. Like the earlier one was robin magpie. This is lapwing, then hawk, and then jungle babblers, sparrow, sunbirds, then the snails. So all these little visitors are there around my garden, and I really feel blessed. This shows that my garden is unadulterated, without chemicals and fertilizers and pesticides. And this is a very interesting papaya. I just wanted to show you that tree. That tree emerged from the compost. The compost that I made, the seeds were there, and these two papaya trees came out of them. So that was quite magical. And this is my tangerine. This is my lychee tree, which are all organic. And these are like arbi leaves. We make vegetables out of it. And this is my 55-year-old mango tree, which I love. And this is my husband's, childhood memories are attached with the mango tree, which never fails to bless us with all the bountiful produce every alternative year. So these little visitors are here. And yes, I also grow vegetables in pots. And these are all compost, which I use in the pot. These are all homemade compost. And this is the basil, which I have grown, then parsley. And then this also tamarind sapling has come out of compost. Then here is curry sapling. And then spinach. So I'm blessed by this bountiful produce, and this coriander, and then mint leaves. And then I keep propagating plants. Propagation means you are increasing the number of plants by just mere cutting the plant. And these are like baby plants. And I gifted last Diwali, I gifted my dear ones with these saplings. These are all cuttings. So I just prefer gifting them something green. And last but not the least, I love to take pictures of beautiful trees around wherever I encounter them. I just capture them and really wish to make their paintings one day. I just love these pictures, which I really wanted to share with them, the beauty of the trees. So we are the problem and we can also be the solution. This is the last chance to leave a positive footprint, because after that, it would be difficult for us to recover what has been lost. And okay. Yeah. So that's it. And yes, as an educator, I have been also like last summers, we had summer camp and we were supposed to enact something. So I enacted, I enacted a play in which we showed the story of a worm, earthworm. So all my colleagues were really very apprehensive that how can you make earthworm story sound very interesting? So I said, I want to show them how the compost is being made, how earthworm is so important for us, how these, you might think that these crawlies, these are so creepy. And when I was a child, I used to get scared of them. But now I can very easily handle them with care because I know they are friendly. So how they are friendly, earth friendly, I explained them, and everyone was so surprised that earthworm can also be so important for all of us. And I showed them how to compost, and I did get a few inquiries as well. So I was happy that people are getting, even the teachers, my colleagues, they were like surprised. Okay, we can compost with the kitchen waste. We didn't know that. I said, yes, if you are throwing the kitchen waste in the landfills, it is getting mixed with plastic and it is creating a leachate. Leachate, it percolates the earth and it gets mixed up with your groundwater. Besides emitting methane in the air, which is creating global warming, it is also polluting our groundwater. So these all things, when I shared with my colleagues, they were like, okay, this thing is also happening, which they were not aware of. So, okay, I just saw that somebody has raised the hand. Yeah, Hafsa, somebody has raised hand. May I know? Is there anything that you want to say? So anyways, this is not, when we are practicing, when we are working for the environment, it should not be just one day's work. It should be a lifestyle. Like once it becomes your lifestyle, you won't find it difficult to practice. So it should be the way we have adapted ourselves to this materialistic world. To adapt ourselves in an environment friendly world won't be difficult either. I think we all should just try it once, and it will be like, it's a different feel. It's like your connection with earth is a different feel. And that's all for the presentation. And yes, I also wanted to share this thing with you. I just bought these beautiful earrings, and from the local market of Kolkata. And these are made up of grains and they are so pretty. that all the friends of mine were asking that from where you got these beautiful, earrings. So I thought, I was like proudly saying, yeah, I got it from Kolkata. But I was really, I used to boast that, yes, environment can be beautiful. I mean, everything branded, whatever you are saying that branded thing is the things that are available is going to be the best. No, it's not like that. You can create beautiful things out of environment also. So the need of the hour is of innovations. The young minds should come up with the more innovations in the field of environment with new ideas, which is adaptable. Now electric cars have come up, like that's a good, that will be a breakthrough. It is going, we are going to get rid of fossil fuel. Let's see, let's be hopeful, which is creating a global warming. So such kind of breakthrough, such kind of inventions is the need of the hour. So that's it. Thank you all for listening to me so patiently. And if you would like to share anybody else, your experience or something, I would like to enrich myself with your experiences as well. As it is said that we all are interconnected and the world is a huge one family. If one person is affected, it is going to affect the whole world. It is like that. So I would like to be enriched with your experiences also, like what you all have been doing. And please let us know.
So thank
you.
you. Thank you, Shweta ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Father Raman. Thank you, Father
It was
Raman.
a really enriching experience listening to you about all the ways how to save the nature. So if
Thank you.
anybody have any interventions, please make it fast because we are running short on time. So we have to wind up this session soon. Anybody have any questions? Any quick ones?
I have one question.
Yeah, sure.
I have a question here. There's a small one. May I? Shweta ma'am, you are really an inspiration to be followed by almost one thing. A few things I noticed, which is
Sir,
really
your voice
interesting
is
to be done.
breaking. Sir, your voice is
However,
breaking.
when we talk about composting, okay, let me just have the audio because I'm in the hills and we don't have very good network here. Am I audible
Yeah.
better?
Yes, sir,
Yeah,
you're audible now.
Little better, yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is you are truly an inspiration to be followed by the generations to come. One apprehension about the composting is, as you already mentioned in your presentation that CH4 methane gas that comes out of our organic things.
Yeah.
But if we, promote composting, again, the CH4 would be released in the atmosphere itself.
No, it will
So,
not be because,
see, I don't want an answer, but we need to have a thinking on that how can we capture those methane?
You mean to say, how can we recycle methane?
No. See, when we compose our organic waste, that would release CH4, the methane, into the atmosphere. Composting, we are using the manure which is being generated, that is one of the byproducts which we are getting. However, we are really at the end of the day.
Okay. Now, listen, when we are leaving the waste open, then it merges with the atmosphere, right? But when we are covering it with soil, isn't there any difference between both the things? Soil, which is living, it is decomposing the matter and it is merging. It is treating the waste inside it. And when we leave the waste in the landfills open. We burn the waste, we leave the wet and plastic waste together. When we leave it open, it is merging with the atmosphere. But when we are composting, we are covering the things. We are not leaving the things open. We are covering it with the soil. And it takes good care. All the earthworms, all the small insects or bacteria of the soil, it deals with it and takes care of it inside the earth. So the problem of methane while composting is very, very less. We are, even if we are making compost in the pot, we are covering it. We are not leaving it open so that it just gets inside. It processes inside.
Yeah, I agree with you here.
Yeah.
See, I'm not asking, I'm not trying to doubt what you are doing. I'm just opening a discussion.
Yeah.
For
That's
future.
why this doubt, yes, people might be having this doubt. So it's good that you came up with this question so that their doubts can be cleared too, isn't it? Yeah, this answer is for that only. I'm not actually taking it in a negative way. It is just like an open discussion for the awareness. This is just for the awareness.
Absolutely. And one more thing, I wanted to add upon your, the plastic waste that we, get at our already said that, whatever things we bring to our home, it comes in some or the other way of plastic packaging. It could be the spices packaging, or it could be the chips packet or the chocolates or whatever, single-use plastic. So in Patna, right now, there is one plastic recovery facility.
Okay.
Are you in Patna?
Yeah, actually, I'm in Amritsar, but yes, my family is there. So I would like to take the information down for Patna as well. Yes, please carry on.
Patna, there is a plastic recovery facility, and I think it is already also in many more cities in India right now, wherein all these plastic wastes are being collected and they are being segregated as per their quality, and they are being sent for recycling or for energy recovery.
So are you talking about single-use plastic also?
Yeah, I'm talking about, the chips wrappers, the chocolate wrappers, each and everything. So these wrappers are being, collected together, and they are being sent to the cement factories to be burned. Why cement factories? Because they have a controlled way of burning it. And, the fumes that doesn't go into the atmosphere, they are being filtered in the chimneys.
So what do they do after burning it?
They make cement out of it.
They make cement out of it. Okay.
Yeah. Cement is mostly the ash. Yeah.
So can you just share me the number of, whatever this plastic recovery facility, whatever knowledge you have, will you please share the number or the, addresses of these places as well, so that, everyone can make use of those, facilities?
Yeah, in fact, there are more than 25 to 30 PROs. PROs are producers responsibility organizations who are into, collecting all this plastic waste. And this came into existence after plastic waste management rules, which came into existence in 2016. So
because in Amritsar, I asked from my kabadi wala also, do you have any such contact which uses our plastic wrappers? So they outrightly said, no, we don't have anybody in our knowns. So this is like, still I'm searching for that facility here. It would be really,
if you search on Google, PRO in India.
Okay. Fine.
Then I'm sure you'll get, some of the results.
So guys, we are running short on time. So shall we wind up the section here? We are next moving on forward to the much awaited trekking session, which will be live on YouTube on the channel called Adi Srishti. So please come and follow us for the virtual trekking. where if we are lucky, we'll be able to see some birds, animals, and so on. So I hope all are okay with me winding up the session.
Yeah.
Somebody has to give vote of thanks to them, no?
Yeah, sure. Just give me a minute. I'll just hand over the phone to Father Rafin Kamal. He's here ready to give the vote of thanks.
Once again, I wish you all very happy Tarimitra Eco Fest. As you see, this is our front garden. So beautiful. So we are here ready to move to our mountain there. So once again, I wish you all the best, and I thank the resource person, Orla and Sweda Nekra, I suppose. So thank you very much for enlightening us with your wisdom, which is really help us to be with the nature, to become really human being and care our other mother earth. So thank you very much. Once again, wish you happy Eco Fest.
Thank you so much. Thank you for bringing me on this platform, and it was really an enriching experience for me.
Thank you.
Shweta,
Yes, Father Robert.
You are very practical, and to a great extent, a romanticist. You know, honestly, that's a positive word I use, because today romanticism is over with nature, and you are recovering that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Father, for honoring me, and it was really good to see you again here. And yes, my romance with nature will I wish it goes on till eternity.
I will only say, Shweta Mera ma'am, this is the Valentine month and you have set the right note. So congratulations to you and Dr. Orla, both of you.
Thank you so much. And Dr. Orla was too good, with her vision for soul connection with the universe, with the nature. It was beautiful.
Thank you, Shweta. That was really wonderful. I gel with you with all that you said. God bless you.
Thank you. The organizer, what is our next program? Could you announce?
The next program would be exploring our AADI eco trekking. So we have got about 25 acres of hill mountain area. So we are going to explore that place, and we are also inviting you, be with us throughout this next 1.5 hours. We will be exploring the nature there behind. So this is almost, it was when we bought this land, it was like a dry, barren land. After 11 years now, it has become a life-thriving, blooming, lushy green area where a lot of birds and bees, they find their natural home. So we are having a small trekking there, and we'll have our tea out there, and most probably we'll be showing all the beautiful place in the our YouTube channel, AADI Srishti. So please be with us in AADI Srishti, our YouTube channel.
AADI Srishti.
AADI Srishti. AADI Srishti.
Okay. So you sign in there, and then we can follow you.
Yes.
Okay.
So guys, I'll just put the name of the YouTube channel on our comments.
Yeah.
So you can just refer to them. AADI Srishti is the YouTube channel of AADI. Also, those who want to have the certificate for the webinar, I'm putting forth a number. Please give a message to this number. 9072
78
78
06
06 9. This is the number of the coordinator at AADI. Please contact him for the webinar certificate.
The YouTube channel link also you can give a chat box so people can directly go there.
Yeah, sure.
In YouTube, right?
Where is the link and where is the phone number? Where have you put?
Now, see, you go to youtube.com and write Adi Attapadi.
Okay, just Adi Attapadi. Okay, okay. Thank you, Robert. God bless. Okay, thank you.
Hey, will you see elephants today?
Sorry?
Would you see the wild elephants today?
I also want to see the elephants.
Already
It's there, he's telling. And we have a place, a water tank. We fill it with water. Elephants come and drink it.
Adi Attapadi.
Adi Attapadi or Adi Srishti?
Thank you. Thank you. So we have to leave this and go to YouTube.
Kamal, is it Adi Attapadi or Adi Srishti?
Father is Adi Srishti.
Adi Srishti.
Yes.
Okay. Then this Attapadi has to be replaced.
Yes, yes. Adi Srishti. This is our